Welcome to the Hidden Opponents Campus Chapter Guide for the 2021 to 22 school year. My name is Patrick Manival. I am a D3 head campus captain. I run cross country and track at Shenandoah University.
And I'm Sarah Galemi. I play soccer at Concordia St. Paul, and I'm the Division II head campus captain.
The goal of this video is to help answer any questions you might have about the Campus Chapter Guide. To start, we want to cover the bases on how to make your campus chapter successful.
We really support the idea that anyone can be involved, so that means it's not just student athlete specific. You can tack on anybody else you feel will be beneficial to the cause. When you think about where do I start, reach out to your athletic director, any fellow athletes, coaches, teams, anybody that you can potentially talk to and share the mission and how you're involved in THO.
When looking at what you can do to help make your club successful on campus, here's a tip: start slow. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to want to do, and you want to make sure that you can plan them all well and do them well. So start slow, start small, but also have those long-term goals that you want to achieve. For example, one good goal to have this at the start is to have your first meeting with people on campus. That's a good way to start instead of going immediately for, let's have a panel. That's something we can definitely get to, but you want to make sure that you're able to take incremental steps towards reaching your goal. Another thing we recommend is partnering with other organizations. When you can do this, it really takes a load off of you and your chapter on what you have to provide and lead. For example, if you are to want to lead a mental health forum, one helpful thing you can do is reach out to your counseling center or reach out to the Student Government Association. Partnering with organizations or different departments on campus like that helps take a load off you guys while also providing other resources like counselors or funding from the SGA.
Some of the sample activities that we found to be really beneficial from last year's chapters included Instagram presence and chalk days. For Instagram presence, just make sure that you're posting pretty consistently. Feel free to post on your story quite a bit, but making sure that your posts are fun, creative, and all about THO. When it comes to chalk days, that's just mainly about using a really simple and effective way to spread the message on campus. Some more sample activities that we saw from last year's chapters included giveaways, THO dedication games, and sharing stories. The big point for the giveaways is just make sure they have that funding available, but if you have any concerns about how to get the product, how many to get, you can just communicate with a fellow campus captain or a head campus captain to figure that out. For dedication games, make sure that you have the team coach's approval as well as the athletic department. We highly suggest considering meeting with the athletic director or communications director to plan the event. You can also try something fun like putting a video up on the scoreboard at halftime about THO and our mission if the facility permits. For sharing stories, for example, we had an Athletes Unfiltered version of sharing stories with CSP, my club, and we did a Need a Week story, and she felt really empowered by sharing this on the social media platform.
There are 4 big things for dedication games. Make sure you have interest, team unity, the logistics worked out, and advertisements. So with interest, make sure you have the teams and the coaches on board. Make sure you've planned it far enough in advance that you are able to have a successful event. And also make sure that you advertise a lot, because these events, you want to bring out a lot of fans to it. You want to bring out a lot of people in the club. And what's a dedication game without any fans? So make sure that you are putting things out on the social medias. If you can hang up flyers around campus with approval, word of mouth works really well. Anything to get out the word about these games helps a lot. If you have any questions about how to host these kind of events, feel free to reach out to your head campus captain or any other chapters who have done the events in the past.
Bringing in mental health professionals to talk and share their insight with your chapter can sometimes seem a little bit daunting at first, but it's actually really easy if you just take it with the right approach. So talk to some peers about any potential contacts that they have. It's more of a I know this person and they know that person kind of thing. Many of these people are more than happy to donate their time and share their knowledge. Try reaching out to individuals on campus like your psychology professors or counselors from the counseling center. They have a lot of good insight as well. Inform your athletic staff and coach about the event to gain more awareness, help share with other teams, promote it via social media, and make sure that you talk with a mental health professional before the presentation to establish your game plan. We have an example template for reaching out via email, basically just saying who you are, what the mission of THO is, and how they can help your organization.
One way that you can earn your monthly campus captain point is by hosting an event that's like a watch party for the virtual event that THO might be putting on. So if there's a panel in November for men's mental health, one thing you can do is set up a meeting on campus where you have your club meeting be attending that virtual event. Now, what you can do after that is then have discussion afterwards and have any questions and field those type of things with your chapter to make it personalized. As far as individual chapter events go, you know your campus best. Pick the best locations that are commonly used for different events. So, central locations, typically a good spot to go. So if you have a student center, that's typically a good spot to go. You know your campus best, and if you don't know, ask other clubs on campus. They might have good ideas as well. And lastly, get a feel for your campus schedule because you know when your athletics teams might be gone. So go off of what you know. We can sit here and say, oh, do this all we want, but your campus is your campus and you know it best.
Creating a chapter on campus has a lot of benefits, but when you're looking at that why, it really focuses on the education, advocating, and supporting of others. It helps bring the athletic community together in support of each other, focuses on outreach towards people who are not campus captains, so like faculty, staff, fellow athletes, and it helps improve campus perception of mental health. Overall, our goal at THO is to eliminate that stigma surrounding mental health and athletics, and this is a great way to take a direct approach and be more involved on your campus.
As far as how you make a chapter on campus, definitely look at all the points we mentioned here, but also when it comes to advisors, typically look in the area where people might have a special interest in this. For example, you might have professors in exercise science or kinesiology department, a psychology department, or other coaches in the athletic staff. Those are all really relatable subjects and areas where you might have professors or coaches who would want to be your advisor.
For Successful Chapters 101, we're focusing on organization, communication, and advertisement. For organization, just make sure that you have that officer meeting portion taken care of pretty regularly, have your semesters planned in advance, and also fundraising plans if necessary. For communication, you can build a group chat with other CCs and officers and have check-ins with advisors and your head campus captains to stay on track. For advertisement, just advertise with posters, trifold, online things. You can also do a good old sturdy board, and that's a great option. Make sure to reach out for different resources from your campus, like the newspaper or Canvas/Blackboard access. Also, you can just partner with others. Make sure that you stay creative throughout this process. One of those big things that's going to be super helpful to organize is Google Drive/Classroom. It'll be your best friend. The club Instagram portion is honestly my favorite thing. I run THO_CSP, and it's an absolute blast creating content and sharing stories through that platform. Just make sure that you carefully follow those THO guidelines for chapter Instagram accounts. It's linked on the slide here. You can send the hidden opponent a message once you created the account to make sure that we follow you back. And I highly recommend Canva. It's a great place to edit and create logos for your profile picture as well as posts throughout your tenure of working on this chapter. Share and post on your story regularly. I would suggest making a post at least once a week at minimum. Make sure that you're being creative, so post polls, quizzes, or have students host takeovers of the Instagram to promote involvement. A great post concept that Shenandoah did was making sure that you post a University Mental Health Resource Guide list. It's something that's required as a campus captain when you start out anyway, so it's a great way to kind of double dip on those points.
Fundraising can be a real pain for a lot of clubs, and so ways that you can do things simply is have very fun events that make it worthwhile. And so we've listed a couple of ideas here, but one thing we really want to make sure it's clear is that you communicate well with advisors and other people on campus, such as student organizational leadership. Make sure they know what you want to do and how you're going to do it. If you need to make a bank account with your club, have that worked out with your school and see what is the best channel to do that through, because you want to make sure that when you're fundraising, your intentions are clear and that you're not doing anything that might get you into trouble down the road, whether you know it or not. Finances can be tricky, so it's better safe than sorry.
Last but not least, and most importantly, have fun. This guide is just the beginning of what you can do. Ask any and all questions to fellow CCs and head campus captains, And just know that these chapters are such a great opportunity to share THO's message and vision across campuses and make that positive change you've been looking for. We're so excited to see what you guys have in store, and we hope that you enjoy this upcoming year of the CC program.